Tony D and Little Joan somewhere in the background, and this is a screenwriter's rant on Christmas Cowboy, a movie about a woman who goes back to her hometown to win a contract for her company, but learns an important lesson. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books, links in the description. Comedy Horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys, books 1 through 16. Available at Amazon.com. Don't forget, Kindle Unlimited is free. So, this is the rich dude who's hiring one of two firms. Here's her rival. And then, I don't know, he has all kinds of crazy Christmas contests for them to do, riding horseback and whatnot. It's weird. Now, at the end of the trailer, the star and producer of the movie talks to the fans, which is very interesting. We'll get back to that in a minute, but let's get into the plot. So there's a lot going on here. She goes back home. She's estranged from her father. She's forced to stay with him because the hotels are booked up, and so they have to resolve their issues. At the same time, she has to beat her rival. I don't know if there's a romantic thing going on with the cowboy. I think there is, but they don't really push it in the trailer. There might be. I'm not sure. But the weird thing is, they send her out to Jericho, which is the town, to get this contract because the rich guy, wants somebody who's local. But then the other woman who shows up, who's a rival, is not from Jericho. So I'm not sure why they're even in a contest, if that was the thing. And I'm not sure why it's called Christmas Cowboy if there isn't a romantic subplot. And there's almost nothing in here about that. So I'm not sure if this is the guy who's supposed to be handsome man, and then she ends up with him because he is helping her. He seems like the right age, but he doesn't seem like a typical Hollywood actor who would be overly handsome for the role. Like, usually the guys they get for this role, and I'm not trying to throw shade at the guy. I'm no prize. But normally he would be strikingly handsome. He's just, I mean, I'm not saying the guy's ugly, but he doesn't look like a movie star is what I'm saying. So I'm not sure if the romantic subplot is there or not. It might be. So first act, she's living in the big city and she has to do this thing for the company, has to go back to her hometown and win the contract. She goes back. She's a bit of a screw up, makes a few mistakes. She can't get a hotel and she's forced to try to ask for help from the locals. Her ex-friend won't help her, so she ends up going to her dad, who she's estranged from, so he has to resolve that, or she has to resolve that. Meanwhile, she has to beat her rival, who is ruthless, and I think the cowboy helps her, and I think he's the Christmas cowboy, and they end up together. So that's mostly through the second act. And then the third act, she confronts the client and says, you're a total weirdo. I'm not playing your sick game anymore. And, I mean, it could go either way, the way it sort of rolled out here. It could be that she loses the battle, but then ends up moving back home to her estranged father and hooking up with the cowboy, the Christmas cowboy. Or it could be she wins everything. She wins the cowboy. She wins her dad back. She wins the contract. Her rival's kind of an a-hole, so I think she beats her. I'm going to go out on a limb and say she beats her. I think it's supposed to be a romantic comedy. Now, at the end of the thing, she explains that she wrote the film. She stars in the film. She did some Kickstarter stuff to raise the money, or all the money, I'll say. And then to find out where the movie's playing, you could send in your email, and then you get alerts in your email of where the film's playing near you. Looks like she's also going to send you a PDF copy of the movie poster, maybe. And then she encourages people, if you make a piece of content on TikTok or wherever, to send it to her or hashtag it. I forget what the hashtag is. Probably the name of the movie, Christmas Cowboy. And then she might retweet it or talk about it or review it. So, or maybe you got to tag her in it. I don't know. I'm going to tag both. We'll see. So, it's interesting. So this is sort of like a homegrown movie in a lot of respects. With Eliana. Am I saying that right? Eliana? Eliana. Ghen. So, the movie doesn't look bad. It looks like a romantic comedy with some fairly detailed elements and some different characters. It does follow the standard romantic comedy rom-com thing. As we all know, these movies have to have either a wedding or Christmas. Like, that's one of the main things. There has to be some sort of wedding involved or Christmas. And so Christmas is the theme in this one. And, but they don't seem to be emphasizing the romantic relationship, if there even is one. Maybe there is no romantic relationship. I would find that unusual, and that would be a different kind of movie. But let's read the synopsis and see. Okay. All right. The synopsis says, "Hey, this is Eliana Ghen. My mission is to inspire the world through moving stories that embody universal themes of growth, introspection, and transformation." Okay. Oh, here it is. Mary, a savvy but overlooked real estate developer, gets a $1.2 billion opportunity, forcing her to return to her hometown amidst family tensions, rivalry, and a new romance. Okay, so there is a romance. Discovering true Christmas magic, love, forgiveness, and horses. All right, so there's romance in this. They seem to really de-emphasize it, though, in the trailer, I'll say. I would have thought you would have had one moment in the trailer where the cowboy takes her hand or says something. I mean, they kind of do at the end where she says, "Why are you helping me?" But I would have expected a little more emphasis on it. But that being said, it's like I do various markets, right? And when I do the markets, besides my books, and a lot of people buy my books because I'm a local author, right? This is kind of the same thing. Or like somebody will have bread and they made all the bread and they'll be selling the bread. Like, what would you rather have? You want to go to a big corporate store and get a loaf of bread? No, you'd rather have a fresh baked bread by a local artisan bakery. So this is kind of the same thing. If you're going to watch a movie like this, you probably want one that's made through crowdfunding, more artisan. There'll be more detail. It might be a little different. She seems super enthused about it. She's doing stuff to make people excited about the movie. And I appreciate that. Even though it's not my kind of movie, I appreciate the effort. So if I saw this movie on streaming or something and my girlfriend wanted to watch it, I'd be like, maybe. Simply because I saw this trailer and I'm kind of like, I'm not invested in the story per se. I'm more invested in the movie maker. And that kind of is a good thing. I want to see this movie succeed. So, I'd watch it if my girlfriend wanted to watch it. I have to be honest, I wouldn't go out of my way to find it. But, that being said, it looks pretty watchable. It's got some fun moments. I I laughed at the opening bit, which was somebody emails her Rise and Shine, but spells it wrong, and it says Rise and S. And I thought that was funny. And then they correct themselves. So that's a solid bit. I endorse it. So if there's more solid bits, like if that one bit made me laugh, maybe there's some more in here. So, and the characters seem to have their own voices, which is good. And again, it's like they probably you can tell the effort they put into this. So good luck to Eliana and Christmas Cowboy. And is there distribution? I don't know if they have distribution. I guess they must have some amount of distribution if they're able to send an email where this thing is playing. So get on the email list if you're interested. And that's it for me, Tony D, and Little Joan, somewhere behind me. Thanks for tuning in today. Thanks to all who came out to the Bridgeton Public Library for Indie Author Day. That went well. Tomorrow I'll be at the Groovy Graveyard in Asbury Park, New Jersey from 11 to 4. And I'll be selling books and hanging out in one of the coolest stores in Asbury Park. Hope to see you there. We'll see you